And hello everybody, welcome back to beautiful Crown Falls once again, and looking at our central station here. I just can't get enough of this beautiful modded building. It's amazing to me what the community can do with all that modding power. And yeah, our beautiful train system here in the center is more or less finished. As we know, we are also now allied with the pirates, so this gives me a bit of breathing room in the old world, so we don't really need to focus on that anymore. What we want to focus right now is finally finishing or continuing with the main quest for Crown Falls, but also on the other hand looking at our investors that are not that happy yet, right? We got the rings in, so as we can see we're thus with 95,000 on the balance, so I really want to crack that 100,000 on the balance, which I think is going to be pretty cool. Perhaps there's an achievement lurking behind that, who knows that. On the other hand, we still have these champagnes, so as we can see, the investors are not fully utilized yet, these buildings here, so there's still a room of 10 investors that could be squeezed into any of those buildings here, and that means with the champagne we are one step closer to that, and the other one would be the steam carriages, which are also now way easier to produce thanks to our items that we have. And whoop-de-doo, I can also see some of these dirt roads here right away that we certainly don't want to have in the city center anymore. So this is our long-term project there in the background, paving the roads. And what if you're asking yourself, why am I leaving the middle space open for that? Well, basically because I have not really decided yet what I want to have in the center there. Either we want to go with a tree alley that we have done, right, or we just make a huge avenue out of it and have paved roads everywhere. So this is what we still need to decide on that part. First things first, one thing that we want to do now is I've decided where I want to have my champagne and my vineyards, and I want to have them here, right where we have the mountain area, right beside the sheep farms. It's fine here. We might have a little district here of houses still, and then we go into the vineyard, so we can then boost with the tractors. So one here and one here, so we have then 2 slots of that. But on the other hand, what I need to do is I need to get rid of all of these potato farms, and in order to achieve that, well, we do need to place them somewhere else. And isn't it lucky that we have in Kareth quite a lot of space? We have too much grain anyway, so we can have our potato farms here, and we don't need that much anymore, right? We don't have that many farmers anyway, so as we can see, we got around, I think, 5,000 farmers on it. No, we got 8,000 farmers in total, I think. So in this regard, we can still I'm pretty sure supply everything with the potato fields. So let's have the potato fields here. And yeah, I'm a lazy person, so we're just going to copy those potato fields, and as we can see, we can squeeze them in here just nicely along the mountain edge of what we have here. And yes, our little schnapps production is coming along splendidly. Let's also just upgrade those warehouses there, as we can see. So we do have now 23 potato farms and 14 schnapps distilleries. We just have it beside our grain farms there in all its glory. We're also going to have probably a few more of them here. Don't forget though that here we still have the oil springs that we might need to use in this regard, so I will need that area then for the oil refinery. Down here we still have a bit of space, so let's use this. And this is more or less my permanent schnapps production, right? We're not going to have any other schnapps production from now on. This is the final step, right? After this we are done with the schnapps. Can I squeeze one in here? Very good. So there we have all of them now, 24 as opposed to 23. Actually, let's make it this, and then we have now 23 schnapps distilleries and 23 potato farms. This is how it's working. What we can do now here is we can get rid of all of that, and this is just beautiful because finally this low income production is going away, and off you go. A lot of potato farms are going away. Also, those schnapps distilleries there. Sorry, pals. Let's get rid of that. And also, we have thus achieved a new attractiveness level again. It's new to me that the schnapps distillery reduces attractiveness, but what we've opened up is green space, and green space also counts a bit towards attractiveness, which is pretty cool. Let's get rid of all these roads here. We are going to keep the basic infrastructure though for the champagne cellars. Or, for houses? I don't know. Let's have, where do we have our... Wait a second. Yeah, I do need a marketplace up here too. I do need one for those farmer buildings there anyway. And in that regard, let's have then a few more farmers here. So first of all, we probably would like to have another block of houses then in this area. Right, and this one here, there we can then squeeze in the, whoops, there it is, the marketplace. Another thing that I would like to do here real quick is having the pub. So this is the pub by the prison. In that regard, we have a beautiful prison here, and just next to it we do have the pub then, so even the prison guards can take a beer or drink a beer there after their very exhausting shifts. And let's just have the paved roads there once again. Now this is a lot of space for the vineyards. If we really want to have the vineyards here, that is one thing. Let's actually also put the trade routes on track, right? We have at the moment a trade route that delivers schnapps from, oh yeah, King Dribble. I think I'll keep this one here. Instead of it, we should definitely have another schnapps. There it is, right? And this time, that's the interesting thing. What we're doing here is we're going to get rid of that schnapps here, and we just put it in reverse, right? So in that case here, we have now in Caroth, we actually take all the schnapps with us, and we deliver it to Crown Falls, right? Before it was vice versa. Before that, it was from Crown Falls to Caroth, and now from Caroth to Crown Falls. 200 tons should be fine. We have 2 ships on this trade route too. Let's actually, since I do have enough ships anyway, let's put another cargo ship on it. Skipjack is waiting for us, and Skipjack is also on this trade route now. While Skipjack is doing the job, let's have a few more cargo ships in the queue. We can never have enough cargo ships, and I still have one more oil tanker, the Black Rose, that I will also now put on one of my oil traders. And in Drumtout, we definitely do want to have another one yet again. So we have now 3 oil tankers on this route. And let's just check real quick. We have still no oil. So this is still something that we need to work on, the oil supply, especially with all these power stations like this one up here, right? Producing power now for the northern district. Very important that we get this one straight. So we still need more oil, and this is where the Arctic comes into play. Once we have the Arctic, we can actually get gas over here, which is much more efficient when it comes to the energy production. Yes, another thing that we still need to check on is the filaments as well. So we have enough coal but no filaments. So in this case here, that's the light bulb factories. There we have the filaments. There I have another warehouse. And let's build 2 more, or actually 3 more. Yeah, let's make the 3 of them, and this should be fine then, right? So that there is more of it coming in. Though I think with the light bulbs we should be pretty good. Oh no, we are not. Very good. Then let's just build 2 more light bulb factories there as well. Though they're really expensive. Let's also just check my glass. I'm so happy that glass is full. We're going to need glass now then for the champagne, which is consuming glass once again beside the grapes. Another thing I would like to do is putting some more trees into my city area, so some beautification. We still have so many empty spots everywhere, and we do have the poplar tree. I just love the poplar tree. Let's just add a few of them here, and also around it then, right? We need to be careful though here that we don't place it in the courtyard, because in the courtyard I have something else in mind. We can actually do this right away, so that we have the poplar trees, and in the courtyard, thanks to our latest ornaments now, we can now push the fountain plaza into the center. Right, and I think it's just fitting. Having the fountain plaza in there, people should be going, yep, look at that. I mean, that is really something cool. There's an entrance with this engineer building, so people can go into the courtyard. What a lovely detail that is, isn't it? Can we actually go through that? This might be even more amazing, so let's just have a look. Yes, we can actually go through that gate into this courtyard here and just enjoy a nice sunny day in Crown Falls. Here with this fountain plaza, there's actually some shops there as well where we could purchase something. Well, hello there. I've also thought about a beautiful location for a lot of timber and lumber production, and that is something we can do here in Caroth, where we had the cattle farms previously. What we can do here now is having our lumbers and our timber production that we need, because I want to get rid of them in Crown Falls, right? And for that we can have quite a few of these guys here. So there we have those. And we can then get rid of that. We still need a lot of lumber for example, the sewing machines, right, that consume lumber directly. And of course also our building material, the timber. But we can now get rid of that. There are several reasons for that, and I'll show you in a second once we have built those guys. There they are. I will probably also need another warehouse here. And this is just cool. There is nothing here. So where do they get those trees while they're replanting them? And it's going to take quite a while because there's basically really nothing here. But we should be seeing some trees popping up here then soon. And then we have a full-grown forest once again, right? But it's going to take a while here for those guys. And as we can see, the first ones are appearing now. So this is the beginning of a huge forest, I guess. It's just going to take a bit of time. We might actually, since we are really, I mean, we are stuffed with grain. And there's no way we actually lose that much grain anymore, since we have, you know, quite a lot of artisans now and engineers. The engineers don't need any grain products anymore. And in that regard, we can also use this area here for, well, a bit of lumber, a bit of timber. Because I don't think that I'm actually going to use my oil on the grain. First of all, oil is very rare, so we have to be careful of where we want to use it. And on the other hand, I just have other products that need the oil and the space as well. There we have something. Let's squeeze another lumber yard in here. And up here in the mountains, we also have quite a lot of space still that I would like to utilize. We actually have grown forests here already. So let's just get going. There also beside the train station might not be, there it is, 100% efficiency. Here and here. Being connected with the warehouses is the important factor here, and on that side too. Let's build them. We do have quite a few of them now up and running, right? 19 in fact. For the 19 I might have a few sawmills, so we can just squeeze them in here. Let's have 3, let's have 4, 5, right? So those 5 can work here beside this warehouse there. Let's upgrade this one as well. And it's just amazing that we have so much building material now basically in Kareth. And yeah, there we have that. And let's just check in Crown Falls. We have 8 sawmills here and 17 lumberjack huts. So we already have more now in Kareth than in Crown Falls. I will now need another trade route for that. Another trade route from Kareth to Crown Falls. And this time we're going to take logs. Lots of logs in fact. And it's going to be a cargo ship anyway. And lots of timber. And I think we're going to have 2 cargo ships on that, because I really want to fill this one. Southern Cross, you are on this trade route now. You're going to deliver a lot of logs and a lot of timber to Crown Falls. You're not going to be the only ship though, don't worry. And speaking of details in this game, yeah, this is something else that is pretty fascinating to me. If there's no queue, you know, it's empty, the shipyard, and if there is a cargo ship being produced, for example, we can see the cargo ship as it is being produced. God, I love this game. Let's also have some more battle cruisers here. So as we can see, it even adjusts for the right ship. And I'm really disappointed with the ironclad, to be honest. So I'm not going to build that anymore. The heavy warships are much more worth it, to be honest, than the ironclad ship. Oh, thank you for the oil there. We have now close to 500 oil again. And that means I'm going to have actually 2 of these steam shipyards now producing some cargo ships for me. One other thing that I need to do, and it's so hard to keep track there of the quests when there's so many other things to do, is the shares. I actually wanted to take over 1 or 2 islands there from Princess Jing, especially this one here, just to screw her up there, because she was that annoying to me. And up here, perhaps this one we don't take anymore. So I'm pretty happy there with the 3 shares that we have. It's a nice push on the balance. As investment, we might be thinking of Silk Moth, right? This costs actually 1.6 million, but it's worth a lot, as we can see, with 3,000 for each share. We could invest something. Yes, we could invest. Next up is the items. So I'm still looking for some decent items. We have now some items here that increase productivity of my heavy industry once again. The gramophone factory does need something there. And what I'm still looking for is the cannery that is using then flour instead of iron. Technically, I have no idea how that even works or how that would even work in real life, but I guess in Anno it works, and what we want is we want that. This is also a cool item. We have a lot of bakeries, occasionally produces grapes and chocolate. I don't say no to that, because chocolate is something that is not that easy to produce, and we actually do get it out of it. Another cool item is Angela. She actually provides electricity to production buildings, right? So we would not need a power station there anymore and could save a bit on the oil. Let's take her. Another 1 million that it costs. But those are the legendary items. Bicycle factory, sewing machine, steel, iron. We don't need that anymore. We're pretty golden in this regard. Now, with all the lumberjack huts and sawmills in Kareth, we can now get finally rid of them here in Crown Falls, and that is up here. And this is pretty cool, because here, yeah, we can have now some additional production. Let's get rid of them. Also the sawmills. Up there, here, we also have more space now, so we can use the whole bunch of here. And this is in the mountains. And actually, I think this is a better location for the vineyards, right? And not beside the industrial zone. I don't think that it makes so much sense there. And yeah, it's a lot to think about, especially when you have some permanent stuff, because the vineyards, we're not going to get rid of them anymore, right? They're quite important. Alright, not looking so bad. At the moment, it is looking rather bad though, because we don't have the tractors yet. But I'm eager to go for the tractors, so what we need for the tractors first is the fuel station. And there we have it. The fuel station is going to produce, well, as it said, fuel, and those factories or those farms will then take the fuel and power the tractors with that. And with that, we also get 50% more fields. So basically, that is how we can squeeze in then the empty spaces there. And let's build us the fuel station that we're going to need in this area. So there we have it. It's also going to need, as usual, a track system, or, well, trains, so that we can squeeze in here. Let's go for our main train system. So we're going to have now another train going away from that oil refinery, and we're basically using the other layer there off the road. There we have then the tracks, and we're just going all the way to the other side there. A nice little bridge up here over to the fuel station. Right here, of course, we still need to have a nice connection between the warehouse and my farms. And by the way, those farms look just absolutely cute and romantic. Fantastic. And those farmers up here, they just have a beautiful view over Crown Falls, which is also just fitting in general there. Now, I have this one. Let's build the fuel station. There it is now. The fuel station requires, as I said, oil, and is making fuel out of it. And this vineyard here will now have a tractor barn, which is that. And the tractor barn, well, essentially needs now fuel. So it's going to wait for the fuel to come in, and then it's going to get it. And what we can do already is, yes, we can already build the 50% increased farms here. That's how we save a bit on the workforce. And we will do the same thing with the rest now. So let's build those vineyards. Very good. And each one of them now gets a tractor barn. So this one has it here. This one has it here. The same thing goes with this vineyard and with that vineyard. And there's the train already coming. Perfect. Going to deliver, oh, it's delivering 600 oil. That is a bit too much, I think, for just a bit of fuel, right? I guess we can construct now, or well, we can make a lot of fuel out of this one. I hope so, because that is just basically what we need. In that area now, oh, yeah, he's requiring still the remaining. And yeah, what we still now need to do is basically we need to fill in all the remaining grape farms, which we can do here. So there we have it, and up here for all the champagne production. And thus we have the fields of wine, the fields of grapes in all their glory. I think it's a fitting location there, as it's starting to rain right now. In the mountains we have the vineyards, and as we can see also the tractors are now on the fields. So the fuel is being produced. People, or well, the farmers are getting the fuel from the fuel station, as we can see. Lovely. And from here, they are going to deliver to the farms, and the tractors are on the fields. and this is how it's looking. And we got quite a lot of fields here now, and just beside this beautiful smaller river there, we might be thinking about something else here then in this little corner. That's a lot of grapes that we produce there now, right? So we have them. It makes it a bit more difficult to calculate how it all works, because with the tractors we essentially boosted it by 50% the production, I think. So we have 10 now. That means we have about 15. Actually we have 6, so that means we have around 9 plus the 4 that we have here. So we have about 13 of these vineyards at the moment, right? And the champagne cellar goes with a ratio of 4 to 1. So we still, we can only build 3 of them for now, to be honest. We might actually have to build a few more there, because I don't think that this is enough. And by the way, I also need to check something else in the meantime, is my timber. Right, my ship has arrived, and we still need another ship on this, the Theseus, on this one now too. But I need to wait there, because I think the other wood ship has just arrived. Because we still, of course, need to have the proper wood input into Crown Falls as well, because we need wood quite a lot. I'm really happy about this one. And what we still now need is, beside the vineyards, is the champagne cellars. Now the question is, where should we have them? I already prepared it up here, so that we have the champagne cellars. They're also being powered by the power station there. And yeah, let's have 4 of them essentially now, and we'll just see how it goes along with them. Those 4, quite expensive to be honest. And as we can see, there they are in all their glory. Taking now glass and grapes in it, producing some champagne. I'm expecting a nice boost out of that champagne, so we should be seeing a nice increase of investors. At the moment we have 7,800. Once the champagne is coming in, I think we have around 8,500 up to 9,000, something like that. That might be working then in those industrial zones. Beautiful. So far so good. That was another production chain off my list that we are working now. And with the item that we got, that the bakeries are producing chocolate occasionally, I think we might actually produce quite a lot of chocolate then right from scratch. Right, we have here our bakeries, and I might just do this. I might just use this item on it, and we'll just see if that is enough chocolate or not. Who knows about that? Righto. This is all working. Let's just have a look at the general city development as we speak. Up here now we have a bit of more space for, basically more normal houses that I could have here. And I'm pretty sure that we're going to keep it like that. So we're just going to have them some normal houses, like those guys here. And perhaps, that's it. That's about it, beside the industrial zone and just across the prison. Perhaps we have something else across the prison then. No idea. For now, let's just get some normal farmers in here as well to squeeze that in. So where the previous were potato farms, we now have a whole new district coming up for Crown Falls. For this big and beautiful city. Here. And the most important part, building it. There it is. A new district has been born. Up here, it's going to be tricky what we want to use in this area, right? We might be going for some bigger building. And there I have the infrastructure still as well that I might want to use for something, for some other industrial buildings or whatnot. The thing is, though, that you can see what's up there from the whole town, right? So perhaps we have something more beautiful up there. Certainly not ugly industrial buildings, perhaps. Now, champagne cellars, they are working now. As we can see, the grapes are also in, and the champagne is being produced. And we have thus reached over 8,000 investors now. And of course, let's have a look. Yep, champagne is coming in. Perfect. Let's also just see how much we produce of it. 13! What? That can't be true. With the 4 champagne cellars, we produce over 13 surplus right now. So and the jewelry is the same, by the way. So I totally underestimated the power of these factories, or how much they can actually produce. Insane. That's a lot. That's a whole lot of it. For the workers, we need more bricks. So let's just boost the bricks production there once again. And one thing that I need to check though is, why is the happiness of workers so low? The workers actually are in pretty good shape. Oh, it's the working conditions in general, right? So it's, let's have a look. What else do we have for them? The mold houses are working at 50% increase. We can reduce that to 40. This actually gives me 1 plus. We have the steel beams. Yes, where we can get another happiness. We have the steel that we can reduce a bit to get some 2 happiness out of it. The beer is the other thing. We don't need that much beer anymore, right? So let's actually put it down to 0 and let's just see how much beer we have at the end of the day. Right now it's totally capped, so that's that. Oil is actually needed though. The sausage is not that much needed. Yep, we can keep 12% of production there. Let's just see, it's at +0 again, so it's actually fine. +0 is that there's not enough rides coming in, hopefully, so we would not have the biggest ride chance. Righto, quite a lot of progress so far towards our mega city, and we can happily continue afterwards this one.